Oh, added. Good now? Okay. Hello, friends. How's it going in life? Welcome to my live stream straight from Calgary. So, let me have some comment to find out who is watching. आज हम लोग कुछ डिस्कशन करेंगे कैलगरी में जो कम्युनिटीज हैं जो नेबरहुड्स हैं उनमें स्पेशली फोकस आज होगा साउथ ईस्ट की तरफ जो साउथ ईस्ट क्वाड्रेंट है कैलगरी का तो जब हम बात करते हैं कि सेफेस्ट नेबरहुड्स कौन से हैं कौन से अनसेफ हैं इन जनरल एक बात मैं ये कहना चाहूंगा कि कैलगरी काफी सेफ सिटी है लेकिन सेफ सिटी में भी कुछ एरियाज तो ऐसे निकल ही आते हैं जहाँ पे कुछ ना कुछ छोटा मोटा क्राइम होता ही रहता है जरूरी नहीं है कि वायलेंट क्राइम हो कुछ छोटे मोटे क्राइम्स भी जो होते हैं वो रिपोर्ट हो जाते हैं और उस एरिया के ओवरऑल स्टेटिस्टिक्स में जुड़ जाते हैं तो ऐसी ही हम आज बात करेंगे ठीक है तो मैंने एक लिस्ट बनाई हुई है जो कि डेटा देखो यहाँ रिलीज होता रहता है हम लोग रिसर्च करते रहते हैं और पता करते रहते हैं कि क्या डेटा निकला है क्या स्टेटिस्टिक्स हैं और उसके बेसिस पे मैं आपके साथ ये इंफॉर्मेशन शेयर करूंगा सुखमृत हाउ आर यू आई एम गुड सुखमृत बिल्कुल ठीक हूं मैं आप कैसे हो कैसी लाइफ चल रही है भाई कनाडा में Decision debates. Hello, how are you? Thanks for joining in. So, दोस्तों मैं आपको ये बताना चाहता हूँ कि आज जो हमारा ठीक हूँ बस पीआर का टेंशन सुकमृत का कहना है मैं ठीक हूँ बस पीआर का टेंशन वरना कैलगरी में होता अभी पीआर लग जाएगा यार लग जाएगा चिंता ना कर पीआर भी लग जाएगा थोड़ा टाइम लग जाता है कई बार आजकल वैसे ही सिस्टम थोड़ा सा ऐसा चल रहा है कि हर चीज में डिले हो रही है लेकिन just be positive, okay? You will get your PR. Wonder Woman, I'm good. Good to see you too. Thanks for joining in. Looking sharp. Martha Wahoo. Hey, do you hold your lives in English? I wanted to ask a question. Martha, definitely you can ask me a question. My lives are for everyone. If you'll ask me a question in English, I'll answer you back in English. Not an issue at all. Tell me what your question is. Bring it on. So, friends, just to give you a brief introduction once again for today's live, the topic of discussion is very useful for all of you who are planning to move to Calgary and looking for a good and safe neighborhood for your family. Because today I will be discussing about safest and unsafe neighborhoods in southeast quadrant of Calgary. Now, those of you who don't know, I would like to also share with you that I'm a licensed realtor, real estate associate based in Calgary. So, as a part of my profession, I feel it's good to share information which can help all of you in deciding where to live in Calgary. And one of the big factor of deciding where to live in Calgary is about the safety, right? Which neighborhoods are safe. So that's what we will talk about today. Now, right now, I live in Southeast in Seaton, which is one of the new neighborhoods here. Now, based on some data that I collected, I will share with you all today the list of top 5 safest and unsafe neighborhoods. Now, as I mentioned earlier also, Calgary in general is a very safe city to live in. So just keep that in mind. Now, we will start with the top 5 safest neighborhoods to live in southeast quadrant of Calgary. Okay, let's start that. So, as per my list and the data that I researched, the neighborhood which comes on number 5 position is Auburn Bay. Now, Auburn Bay is relatively a newer community, and most of the properties in Auburn Bay were built between the year 2011 to 2016. So, pretty new. And it's a mix of apartments, townhouses, single family homes, and there's also a lake. Now, the median sale price for property in Auburn Bay is around 496,000 to $500,000 median, which means it can be lower or higher also. And the median household income in this particular neighborhood is around $136,000, which means educated, professional, employed people live here in this neighborhood. Age group, mostly you will find people between the age group of 25 to 45. So young people and young families also. Now, as far as the walk score for Auburn Bay is concerned, it's around 27. So yes, there are amenities. You have shopping plazas close by, you can walk to them. But all in all, you will need a car to travel around and do your daily chores in Auburn Bay. Now, as per this data, which is collected between the year 2017 to 2023, which is fairly recent, 2023, there were 7 crimes per 100 people in Auburn Bay, which is very low. 7 crimes per 100 people. So Auburn Bay is at number 5 among the top 5 safest neighborhoods in southeast quadrant of Calgary. Now we will move to the neighborhood which is at number 4 as the safest neighborhood to live in southeast Calgary, and that is Copperfield. Copperfield is actually a quiet neighborhood. There's a big pond known as Copper Pond also there. I used to live in Copperfield. I stayed there for I think 6, not even 6 months, 4 to 5 months, but very peaceful community. Again, the mix of apartments, townhouses, single family home, and infrastructure is very good. So median sales price for houses in Auburn Bay is around $424,000, and the median household income is around $107,000 annually. Now, 44% homes in Copperfield were built in the year 2011 to 2016. I'm looking down at my data sheet while I'm talking to you. Martha, I'm still waiting for your question. You didn't ask your question. So, Copperfield is one of the Copperfield is at number 4 in the safest neighborhoods in Southeast Calgary. Now let's move on to the third safest neighborhood, and that is Mackenzie Lake. Mackenzie Lake is a slightly older neighborhood, and the median sales price is around $615,000. Houses are big. You will find bigger, older properties in Mackenzie Lake, and there's a big lake. So I've seen it. That lake area is really beautiful. I mean, you can go there for a walk. It's quiet, nice, clean neighborhood. Now, uh, in Mackenzie Lake, the median household income is around $136,000. 66% of homes were built in 1991 to 2000. And walk score is 27. So, which means again, if you're living in Mackenzie Lake, you will need a car to move around or do your daily chores. As far as the crime score is concerned, there were 6 crime reported per 100 people between the year 2017 to 2023. So basically, last 5 years data. Only 6 crimes per 100 people. So that makes Mackenzie Lake a pretty safe area to live in with your family. Now let's move on to neighborhood, which is at number two, being the safest neighborhood in Southeast Calgary, and that is Cranston, Cranston, Cranston. Median household price $545,000 and median household income $125,000 annually. Now, age group between 25 to 49, again, a mix of young people, young families. Walk score is 27, so you will need a car to move around. And all of you who are watching, in case you need a car, also you can get in touch with me because I work in an Ninja Toyota as a product advisor also. So I can help you get a car, I can help you get a house. Singh just joined. Singh ne comment dala. Ajay sir is one of the kindest, kind-hearted person I've met and worked on set. A very good actor and model. Love from Monty Paji. Monty Paji, I love you. I love you, Monty Paji. So, friends, all of you who don't know, I when I was in Bombay, I used to act on television, and that's where I worked together with Monty Paji. So we were talking about Cranston. In Cranston, also 40% of the houses were built between 2011 to 2016. And as far as the crime recorded, only 6 crimes per 100 people were reported between the year 2017 to 2023. So Cranston is one of the safest neighborhood to live in Southeast Calgary. Let's move on to the number one spot for the safest neighborhood to live in Southeast Calgary, and that is New Brighton. So, New Brighton is again a very safe community, family oriented community. I know a lot of my colleagues who lives in New Brighton, which is also a mix of apartments, condos, townhouses, and single family home. And it has a very good landscaping, good area to walk around in the evening or early mornings. As far as the median household price is concerned, in New Brighton is around $536,000, and crime reported between year 2017 and 2023, the data says only 5 crimes for 100 people. So that makes New Brighton as one of the safest places, in fact, the top safest place to live in Southeast Calgary. Walk score 44, so which means if you choose to live in New Brighton, you are pretty close to amenities, and Copperfield and New Brighton are very close by. So I know that New Brighton is located right next to all the amenities like Walmart and Homestock, Canadian Superstore, and all the restaurant and food places, pharmacies, small shopping plazas, everything is very close by. You can actually walk down and get your stuff. Of course, if you're shopping for groceries, then you will need to take your car, otherwise, you'll be carrying all the bags. But all in all, walk score is good, 44. So, New Brighton, number one, top of the list. So, friends, now I will start with the top five unsafe neighborhoods. Now, as I mentioned in the beginning, in general, Calgary is a very safe city. You will not experience too much crime in general, anyways. However, just based on the data, we still compare different neighborhoods. So, at number five, on the unsafe side, we have Douglas Dale or Douglas Glen. So, some of these neighborhoods they show up in this list of unsafe neighborhoods is quite surprising, but then again you're comparing them with highly competitive neighborhoods, so even one crime more or less put them in the list of unsafe neighborhoods as per the statistics or data. But in general, these neighborhoods are also pretty safe. So that being said, Douglasdale median household price sold price $647,000. Mostly in this community, you will find single family, big homes, and it's right next to Deerfoot Trail. Every day when I drive to work from Seaton, I pass through that section of Douglasdale. On both sides of Deerfoot Trail, you have houses, lots of walking trail, play area for dogs. Pretty good area. Now, as per the statistics, 63% of the houses in Douglasdale were built between 1991 to 2000. So it is an older neighborhood, and average age of people living there is between 45 to 60 years. So you have slightly older generation living there. Martha, Martha is asking, do you cover the town of Lethbridge? Yes, Martha, we do cover the town of Lethbridge. Are you planning to move there or do you currently live there? Wonder Woman says, great info there. Keep on pre-con in Calgary as well, Ajay. If you know any, please do share. Pre-con, Wonder Woman, what does pre-con means? Can you help me understand this a little better? So I'll come back to the comments later. Let's move on back to Douglasdale. So median household income in Douglasdale is again around $136,000 annually. Oh, I got it now. You mean pre-construction. That's a good idea. I can do some research on that and get share information in the next live session. In fact, one of the most recently under development community in Southeast is rangeland, where there are some places which are still under pre-construction stage. So that is a good area actually. Yeah, rangeland could be very good. If you want more information, then Wonder Woman, what you can do is I'm putting my cell phone number in the comment. Actually, my cell phone number is already mentioned there on the screen. Can you see it? You can either send me a message, WhatsApp, or just call me. Can you see my cell phone number mentioned on the screen? Okay, wonderful. Yeah. So, yeah, you can call me or send me a message. I'll share more information with you. So, friends, coming back, Douglasdale at number 5 in the unsafe list of neighborhoods in Southeast Calgary. As per the statistics, walk score is only 24, so you will definitely need a car to move around. In Douglasdale, yes, it has close proximity to Costco wholesale, and you have IKEA, Walmart, Canadian Superstore. However, you will still need a car to reach those places. So, as per this stats on crime, in Douglasdale, 8 crimes reported per 100 people, which is pretty safe, not very unsafe. But you still get to compare them with the neighborhoods on this list of safest neighborhoods. So yeah, 1 crime more than that. Next on the list at number 4, unsafest neighborhood to live. Riverbend. Riverbend is one of my favorite places in Southeast Calgary because it has a very beautiful park, Carbon Park. Me, Demi, and Boris always go there in summers. It's a beautiful park, and even in winters, you'll go there and see. There are little ponds, and they get frozen, and you see people skiing there. It's a really good park. Now, Riverbend made to the list of unsafest neighborhoods is a little surprising for me. The median household sold price is $587,000, and Riverbend is actually quite close to downtown also. 53% of the houses there were built between 1991 to 2000, so which means it is also a slightly older neighborhood. But I've driven around Riverbend so much, so many times, and you have all the amenities and shopping plazas very close by. Walk score is around 37, so yes, you can walk around and do your daily chores in Riverbend. Infrastructure is very good. I always found this community very attractive and appealing. As per the statistics, crime reported in Riverbend were 8 crimes per 100 people. So, like I said in the beginning, Calgary in general is a very safe city, but we still have to compare safe and unsafe neighborhoods. And number three on the list of unsafe neighborhoods in Southeast Calgary. Now, this one is very surprising for me. Sometimes, I'll be very honest with you. Sometimes, as a realtor, I get confused, because it's our job to rely on data, statistics, but there's something called personal experience also. Mahogany is like our neighboring community because we live in Seaton in Southeast. And I find Mahogany one of the most prosperous, beautiful, well formed neighborhood in whole of Calgary. It's a lake community. There's a massive lake where you can do speedboat and all kind of water sports. I don't know all of them, but yes, you can do. I've seen people doing that in summers, and it's still made to the list of unsafe neighborhood. That's quite shocking for me. So the median household sold price is $643,000. The median household income is $136,000. Now, 88% of the houses in Mahogany were built in between 2011 to 2016. So it's also a very new community. And I've walked around Mahogany so many times, and I've never felt or seen or observed any such thing which can be called unsafe. And so, anyways, coming back to the statistics, the average age group, 30 years or under 30, pretty young. 9 crimes per 100 people were reported in Mahogany. So, I would personally recommend, if you're planning to live in Southeast Calgary, Mahogany is really good. Now, let's move on to the number one spot for the unsafest neighborhood, and that is Ogden. Ogden is surrounded by industrial area, and it's a very old neighborhood. 60% of the houses were, one moment, Martha, uh, I'll just answer your question. Give me a moment. So in Ogden, the median household 90 days sold price is $429,000. Median household income is around $72,000. And the average age group between 30 and 50 years. Walk score is 42, pretty walkable community. However, in terms of crimes, 16 crimes were reported for 100 people. So that makes Ogden as the second unsafest community in Southeast Calgary. Let's move on to the number one spot for the unsafe community in Southeast Calgary. And this is the most shocking for me. I don't know how to analyze this data because personally, like I told all of you, I live in Seaton in Southeast, and at number one spot in unsafe community in Southeast is Seaton, which is very shocking for me because I travel for work every day. I do sometimes when I am at night shift. I come back at night. I go to YMCA to work out every day at 4:30, 5:30 in the morning. I've never experienced or observed anything happening on the streets or anywhere in Seaton as of now since last 4 to 5 months of staying here. However, as per this data, now 44 crimes reported per 100 people. So what I understand from this is maybe it's not like necessarily violent crimes, maybe just small altercations or small collisions get reported. I don't know what kind of crimes, but from where I see, Seaton is a very safe place to live in. I live here with my family. So, and I know a lot of my friends who also live just down the road. So nobody has ever reported any such issues, but this is what the statistics say. So I'm sharing it with you. But if you ask me, I find Seaton very safe to live in. Okay, friends. So that was the list. Martha, you're asking me how much prices for three-bedroom rental houses in Lethbridge. Talk about utilities as well. Well, I can share that information with you, Martha, but just so you know, I don't really deal in rental properties as I'm not a property manager. I'm a realtor. I mostly deal with selling and buying of properties. However, if you add my number, which is 403-542-9043, send me a text message. I'll share some information with you. Hopefully, that can help you. So, friends, any of you planning to move to Calgary and buy a property here, do get in touch with me. And any other topic that you want to know about Calgary real estate, also let me know. I'll try my best to do some research. Thank you, Mayur. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And thanks for joining in. So, friends, सुख पीआर तो आता रहेगा कैलगरी तो शिफ्ट हो ही जाएगा Martha, where are you from? Which part of the world? मयूर आप फ्लोरिडा में ही हो या अभी कनाडा वापस आ चुके हो हाँ जी मयूर बताएं हमें कनाडा आ चुके हो या फ्लोरिडा में ही हो I'm in Florida on business visa for next 5 years. Oh, वहां पे क्या बिजनेस कर रहे हो आप अभी मयूर फ्लोरिडा में क्या बिजनेस कर रहे हो आप Delhi restaurant, corporate officer. Yeah. Oh, you're minting money. That's nice. Friends, थोड़ा सा मैं आपको I'll give you a little bit of update on what's happening in Calgary real estate right now. If you are a newcomer, and this I'm sharing this actually based on a personal experience. One of my customer that I was helping to buy a house, new in Canada, just 3 months old, and super excited to buy a big house, spending around $650,000. So I suggested that being a newcomer, think about buying a first house maybe as an investment property. You don't have to jump straight away into buying a big house because big houses, when you look at the ticket price, that okay, $650,000, but big houses have more expenses, also higher property tax to pay, more maintenance, higher utility bills, everything is more. So as a newcomer, it can be very overwhelming to straight away start dealing with so many expenses on a monthly and yearly basis. So it's a good idea to get into a property market, maybe buy a townhouse or an apartment, build up your credit, get settled, and in next 4 to 5 years, use that equity from your current property to buy a bigger house. Right now, house prices are quite high, even in Calgary. For single family home, you're looking at $700,000 if you're looking in areas like northwestern Calgary or even in southeast. However, townhomes and townhouses are still within range of $426,000, $400,000, $450,000. You can get into the real estate market, build up your equity, buy a bigger house later. You don't have to necessarily buy the first house as the big house, the detached single family house. That's my suggestion to newcomers. Martha says, we are currently in Ontario, but my husband will be moving to Lethbridge in a few weeks for work. Then we join in summer. Ultimate goal is to buy a home. So we'll definitely contact you maybe tomorrow. That sounds like a big plan, Martha. I really appreciate you giving this opportunity to me. I'll try my best to provide you valuable information that can help you achieve your ultimate goal. Okay. Mayur says, I like to work during office hours between Monday to Friday and have weekends off to enjoy with family and eat lots of food, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. So you are there for breakfast and lunch hours. Got it. So, friend, that was the list of safest top five safest and unsafest neighborhoods in Southeast Calgary. And next time, I'll come up with some more information about the pros and cons of living in condos or apartments in Calgary. Also, one more thing I'll tell you all since I mentioned condos. Condos is not necessarily apartments in a building. Condominium or condo is a form of ownership. It can be townhouses, semi detached houses. It's about the management. So it's not only about apartments, it can be any form of housing under condominium ownership. Okay, so in next live session, we will talk about pros and cons of living in condos because I have been living in condos. So from my personal experience, I'll share with you what things are what all things are good and what all things can be really annoying. Okay, guys. Thanks for joining in, everyone. And Mayur says, yes, food, but I like to eat homemade food because my wife is best cook for. Wow, that sounds so yummy, Mayur. Lucky you. होम कुक फूड मिल जाए अच्छा मजेदार तो बात ही क्या है यार. कौन बाहर खाना खाएगा फिर. मेरे को खाना घर में ही खाना अच्छा लगता है, घर में बना हुआ हो बस. दैट्स द बेस्ट पार्ट ऑफ लाइफ, राइट. वही लेकिन सबके घर में नहीं बनता. सो दोस्तों, आज का लाइव सेशन हम आज यहीं एंड करेंगे. और मैं रेगुलरली आपके साथ लाइव सेशन पे गुफ्तगू करता रहूंगा. ठीक है. आपके माइंड में कोई टॉपिक आता है, आप पूछें मुझसे कैलगरी के बारे में. I'll be here to share information with you. Okay, friends. Then see you soon.